Hello and welcome to class number 6 of the UPSC Mains Answer Writing Initiative, a place where we try and simplify answer writing for all of you, try and simplify what are the aspects of answer writing that you need to keep in mind, solve some previous year questions and also give you homework for going forward. This is class number 6 and I really hope that you have attended all the earlier classes as well. Those who have not, I am giving the link in the description of the video. There's an entire playlist. You can watch those classes. Also, if you want the PDF of this lecture, you can join the Telegram channel. The link again is in the description of the video. Now, in the very first class of this series, we discuss about the structure of answer writing. In case you have not seen that, please do see that part. We discuss about how an answer has to be written, introduction part, main body part, concluding part, so on and so forth. If you still don't have clarity on that, do go and watch class number 1. The link is in the description of the video. Now today, which question are we trying to answer? Once again, we have taken up a question from 2023 mains paper. We have today taken up a question from GS3. The question is related to farmers. Let's see. The question is, how does e-technology help farmers in production and marketing of agricultural produce? Explain it. Now, I told you earlier as well, if you go through the previous year papers of UPSC, the mains examinations, you will see there are some themes which are very recurrent, on which there will be a question almost every single year. And I've told you those themes. Farmers or farm distress or agriculture will almost always be there. There'll always be question on flood or any other type of disaster that is caused by nature. You will always see some kind of question on, let's say, suicide of different types. It can be farmer suicide, can be suicide amongst women or suicide amongst different groups. These are some of those topics that continuously keep on getting repeated. There are always some questions on, let's say, unemployment numbers. So these are some of those themes that keep on getting repeated. Now, when these themes keep on getting repeated, that means it also gives you a chance to actually have data ready, examples ready. If you don't have examples ready of these kind of 8 to 10 recurrent themes time and time again, it is your mistake. Trust me, you cannot blame anyone else. So for farmers and examples related to farming and technology, this is also something that ideally you should have noted down while you're preparing and you should know about this. This answer has to be filled with a lot of examples because you have to specifically tell how technology will help the farmers in number 1 production and number 2 marketing. You will see almost every UPSC mains question will ask you at least 2 things. There are very few UPSC mains questions that will only ask you one thing. There will always be at least 2 parts. Here also they're asking you 2 things. Use of technology in production and then use of technology in marketing also. So both of these have to be written. The introduction part, we have discussed this multiple times now and I hope all of you are very clear with the introduction of how to write it. Either a fact or a definition. So if you have a fact in terms of numbers, etc., you can write that. I have given a kind of a definition of how electronic technology or how e-tech can actually help farmers. I am giving you 2 options. Either of these can be the introduction. Now, there is no need to find very fancy complex terms to write an answer. A lot of people keep asking me, sir, my level of English is not that great. I don't know very fancy words. There's absolutely no need to find any fancy words. Simple is better. The easier you make it for the examiner to read, the easier you make it for the examiner to understand, the better are the chances of you getting good marks. So please stick to that approach. There is no need now to enhance your vocabulary. Whatever words you have already learned in your life, that is good enough. Don't worry about extending that. Focus on giving something very basic as a generic introduction over here in this case. If, for example, let's say something recently happened. Let's say something recently happened such as a new technology has come up in the field of farming, then you can give that example in the introduction. Or let's assume the Ministry of Agriculture, let's say, rolled out a new initiative using technology for the help of farmers. If something recent would have happened in the use of technology in farming, then you could have given that as the introduction. If not, then you can go ahead with this generic idea, option 1, option 2, how e-technology, electronic technology can help the farmers. So, for example, e-tech by harnessing real-time data, online market platform, precision farming method, etc. can expand the reach of the farmers into wider markets. Something like this, or this can be in the introduction, or a mix and match, whatever you want. The more important part is the main body. Now in main body again, there are two things that you have to focus on. The use of technology in production and then the use of technology in marketing. So how do these two help the farmers? Let's ideate for a bit. Let's assume you don't know anything about this answer or this question. How do you write it? Think of it from your own point of view. How will technology help the farmers in production? They can help the farmers by telling them weather, climatic condition beforehand, whatever the forecasting is, right? They can tell the farmers about the quality of soil. They can tell the farmers about any, let's say, bad weather incidents that are coming up so that the farmers can be prepared for it. One of the other problems that farmers have is that they don't know how much of the fertilizer that they are putting is actually going into the plants. So you can basically talk about how technology can help the farmers to be much more precise. Any input cost of the farmer that can be reduced, be it fertilizer, be it water usage, all of that. Monitoring of crops, if something goes bad in the crop, before it goes too bad, before it spreads out, if the farmer can get to know beforehand, they can control it. These are generic things that you can just think of it at that point of time, that this is how technology can help the farmers in their production. So this is what we'll write. First, efficient utilization of water. Second, monitoring of the crops. Here you can give examples. For example, you can give an example of this app. Plantix is actually an app developed a few years back that can scan the plants, the crops, and that can give a result of what is wrong with the plant. It might not be 100% effective, but it can actually tell you an idea that this is wrong with the plant if the plant is going bad. Something like this. There is an app by IBM called IBM Weather Company. It's an entire organization that aims to predict weather conditions precisely to help the farmers and to help all other people who are working in a field which can be affected by weather. So something like this can also be made an example of. Then I have given one more example of ICAR, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, which says precision agriculture can help the farmers increase the yield by 20% and reduce their input cost by about 10%. These are some of the things that I have written in the main body. Now, it's not necessary that you will remember all of these examples. You might remember some of these examples, you might remember a few of them. Now, my advice is, let's say on the day of the examination, when you're writing this answer, you only remember 2 or 3 points maximum. Then only write 2 to 3 points. Please don't try and expand that. Don't have this in your mind that no, I have to write at least 5 points. No, nothing like that. The question did not ask you for 5 points or 6 points or 7 points. This is one of the feedbacks that I'm also giving to those who are sending their questions to me, that you don't have to just keep on expanding just for the sake of it. Don't expand the answers. Do only write what is concrete. UPSC itself says that the content is much more important than the quantity. So word limit is important, but for example, if you have only 100 words to write, then only write those words. Don't try and just expand that, because that will be very fluff and the examiner will not like it. It will decrease and dilute the quality of your answers. So if you are able to remember only 3 points, then write only 3 points. Don't worry about that. Then, how does technology help in marketing? Basically, it will be about connecting the farmers to the buyers as quickly as possible, as efficiently as possible. How can that happen? With the help of e-commerce, with the help of markets, electronic version of the agricultural markets. It can also be with the help of supply chain management. In India and around the world, absence of cold chains has led to a lot of food waste. See, just imagine this. Farmers that are growing vegetables or fruits, etc., they all have a specific life, right? They're all perishable items. If they are not consumed within a few days, obviously they will go bad. Now this becomes problematic because the farmer, when they go and sell that product, let's say they have grown some fruit. Now when they go and sell this in the market, the buyer knows that if I don't buy this from the farmer, after 2 days he will be under a lot of pressure to sell, because the fruit will go waste. So we'll have to sell. So the buyers try and pressurize the farmer to cut down the price by delaying the purchase, because they know the more that they delay, the more pressure the farmers will have. The solution to this is cold chain. Solution to this can be to keep the fruits or vegetables in a very cold temperature so that their life can be extended. These are easy to say but difficult to actually implement. Making of cold chains, making and maintaining of these cold go downs is a very expensive exercise. Government has also been working for it. But this is something that can actually be a good part. It's a part of supply chain management. You can also track the movement of the vehicle, see when the farm produce is reaching the end consumer or not. All this can be done with the use of technology. Farmers can also try and market their product. These days, many people are ready to pay more just because the product is organic. So if the farmer is using, let's say, organic produce, or if the farmer is using new technologies, they may be able to market it better to the buyer so that they are ready to pay a better price. They can also try and access buyers from outside the country to increase competition. These are some of the things that technology can help in marketing. And again, I will tell you, in case you only understand or remember only 2 points to write, then only write 2 points. Please do not feel pressured that I have to write 4 points or 5 points or 6 points in every answer. No, because it will dilute the quality of your answers. It will not fetch you good marks. And on top of that, you will just be wasting your time. The same time that you are spending here writing fluff could be used in some other answer that will be more helpful for you. So only write the content where you are absolutely sure that this is what you want to write. And then we will conclude it by telling how e-technology can help the farmers increase their earning potential in the long run with the use of technology, tools, etc. Although it requires investment, but if technology is used in large number, in a large scale, it can not only increase the individual income of the farmers, but the overall contribution of agriculture to our GDP can also increase significantly. That is how you can wrap up this answer. Again, agriculture, farmers, some of those topics which are very repeatedly asked. So you should have your examples handy in all these cases. Then I have a homework for you like every single day. This is a question that again appeared in GS3 of the same paper, 2023. State the objectives and measures of land reforms in India. Discuss how land ceiling policy on land holding can be considered as an effective reform under economic criteria. Very interesting question. You do read about the land reforms, you read about the land ceiling laws that were introduced. This is what the question is asking. Try and write an answer to this. If you want, you can send your answers to me on this email ID. I'll give you a feedback as I'm giving to every single one. Make sure you watch all the other videos that are going on this platform. There is a quick revision series of the Prelims 2024 that is running these days, every single day at 6 p.m. A lot of you are watching it and I hope it has been helpful for all of you. Thank you so much. Do hit the subscribe button if you have not hit so far. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day ahead. Bye-bye. Jai Hind.